So we're going to start with a prayer to make sure that hopefully we have good, strong internet. So thank you, Jesus, for being with us today. Thank you for pouring out over all of us, Lord. Thank you for your hand that has been upon Food for His Children. And thank you for all the wonderful and amazing people who are here on this call and for the internet, God. We thank you that you can connect us across the world and we can have a good, strong internet. And we pray that that would be true today, that we would have no connection issues and everything would flow smoothly. And when it doesn't, that we would just have grace and patience and just seek you and have a moment to speak to you. So we just lift all of that up to you, Jesus. Amen. Okay. So we are going to start with a video from, so I'm going to share my screen and we're going to show a short video of Afrasia and how she is planting her farm. Oh, I got to wait until, okay. The Zoom pop-up keeps coming up right in front of my tab. So here we go. And wave at me to let me know if everybody can hear, okay? I can only see a few of you right now. So just give me a wave, artists. Let me know if you can hear the video, okay?
Hi everyone, this is hope that you are doing fine. Christian, and I'm going to continue with you today. With a recipient from Australia. They gave Food for His Children in the year 2018 and cut 3 goats and have completed their person in person. Today we're going to talk more about farming. She demonstrates to us how to prepare hulls and how to plant seed and the types of crops that they are producing in their land. Brief, they own 3 acres and that is where they produce maize, beans, pigeon peas, and sunflower. After here, I would like to welcome Teresia. So she's going to demonstrate to us how to make hulls, then how to plant seed. Karibu. So the initial stage after preparing a farm is to make hulls. As you see here, she's demonstrating how to make hulls before I plant seed. She's still making holes before plant seed. So then after here, she will take planting, putting the seed inside the hole, as you see here. So after planting the seed, she has to cover the hole by using her leg like this, as you see here. She's still demonstrating how to plant seed. So while she's planting seed, I want to tell you that this is, we call it a weapon when you go to the farm. So you have to carry this. They don't have a lot of money so that they can hire maybe a tractor. So they're using this local technology, the hand hoe, to make holes and farming activities. So thank you so much for supporting Food for His Children, and thank you so much for supporting these families. You're not just helping the families, you're impacting the generations. And with your support, Food for His Children, with Agriculture Department is where families can get to know much about how to do farming in a modern way, or how to make preparing farm and planting seed and other farming techniques for the betterment of the crops and having enough food and access to sell. God bless you and stay safe.
This video most the farmers plant and prepare the farm.
So after planting a seed, it will take 1 week for the seed to start growing. Then after 2 to 3 months, the crops will look like this. Then later, after 6 months, and farmers will store the crops into storage facilities ready for commercial use, like selling and domestic use as food. Thank you so much for empowering these families and creating the brighter future for them. Remember, you're not just helping the families, you impact generations. And we as Food for a Syrian, we really appreciate that you choose Food for a Syrian as your favorite non-profit. God bless you and stay safe. Bye-bye. Hi everyone, it is my hope that you are doing fine. This is
Okay, so I don't know about you guys, but I would be super tired after doing that. That was just one little section that she was working on with that. So that's pretty amazing to me. We are gonna have Harriet is going to share with us a little bit about seeds. So Harriet, can you unmute yourself?
Okay.
All right. Hi, Harriet.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. My name is Harriet Eliau. I'm working with Food for Students as a case manager. I would like to share with you the types of seed produced and types of crops. I will start with types of seed. For example, we had maize, beans, pigeon peas, and sunflower. Those are crops, but for the seeds, I will start with maize. We have different kinds of seed, like we had deca, we had sidico, and pana. For the beans, we had Celiani seeds, we had soya seeds, and the Sua seeds. For sunflower, we had record seeds. And for the pigeon peas, we had Babati white and Karatu white. But also we had local seeds which are not the hybrid seeds. That we use the local seeds.
Thank you, Harriet.
Okay.
And what is the most common thing that people plant? If you could, the most top one.
The most crop which they plant.
Mm-hmm.
Maize, beans, pigeon peas, and sunflower.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
See your face.
Thank you.
Okay, well, now we are going to go to Nick, who is going to talk to us about tools. I'm going to. So, okay, so wait, there's Nick. Where's Nick? Come on, Nick. Nick, you have to unmute. Okay, Nick's working on unmuting. And TZ team, Frank, can you respond to the question in the chat for me? Hi, Nick.
Hi, Kerry.
Can you tell us
So,
about the
hello
tool?
everyone. Okay, the tools that are mainly used for hand hose, machete, oxen plow, that is used with the bull, two bulls, and slasher. These are oftenly used for farming preparations and also during cultivation season.
Okay, and Nick, how about when they use a tractor, if they have enough money to rent a tractor, how much does that cost per acre? Or is it a cost per day?
That depends on on distance from place to place, but it varies. But almost it costs about around 30,000 Tanzanian shillings per acre.
Okay, so that's around 15 US dollars for 1 acre.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Nick.
And also this oxen flour that they uses with bulls, most families do not own, so they rent from other families that have enough money to own oxen flour. So they also rent from neighbors.
Okay, how much does
For
that
the families cost? Not much, because when it does not cost much, around maybe 10,000.
Okay, about $5 or so. A little less than $5 a day.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Nick. Should we switch over to your video now? I'm going to show the video that you did yesterday. Okay, all right. So Nick, if you could mute yourself, and then I'm going to share my screen again. And I just have to wait for this Zoom control box to move out of my way. And here we go. And Sandy, I can see you, so wave at me if you can hear it when it starts, okay?
Hello, my name is Nicholas Martin, and today we are at Jingambo, at Petro Dawite's house, and this is his farm. This is Petro Dawite, and today he's going to show us how to prepare the farm and all the process of cultivating and planting at his farm. Welcome. So that is the process of preparing the farm for cultivation. And next, he's going to demonstrate us on how he plants the seeds at his farm. Thank you.
Ni jembe la ng'ombe ambayo inatumika kwa ajili ya kupanda na kulima. Ni hii ambayo nimebeba begani, na sasa hivi ninaandaa na kwenda shambani kwa ajili ya kwenda kufunga. Kwa jinsi hiyo inaonekana kwamba jinsi nilivyoweka ina maana kwamba ng'ombe wako tayari, wako umeingia shambani.
This is the tool that we normally use for cultivating farms and preparing farms for planting seeds. This is the plow that is used with bull, and as you see, this and also bulls are ready at the farm.
Amina, mimi kama mkulima naingia kwenye hatua ya pili. Hatua ambayo inayoendelea ni ya kulima na kupanda mbegu, kuweka mbegu chini, ndio tunasubiri baba ambaye shamba sasa hivi tayari tumekwisha andaa, na sasa hivi tunasubiri kwamba itapandwa. Baada ya kupandwa tunapalilia. Kwa hiyo ndio hivyo.
I'm going to demonstrate how after preparation of the farm, on how we plant, so how we prepare holes and planting. Thank you. You are welcome.
The person in the back is spreading the seed. It's hard to see that, but
How they plant seeds. So they use cows and a plow to prepare their farm and planting seeds at their farm. This is a 3-acre farm. Welcome. The types of crops that they plant here is maize and beans and peas.
Nawashukuru sana kwa mafunzo mazuri ambayo umetuletea. Asanteni sana kwa shule yetu ya kilimo.
So through farming activities, families have been able to achieve their goals and dreams, and this through selling of their crops. We thank you, our supporters, for all the efforts that you have been putting into supporting Food for Children and Food for Thank you very much.
Okay, now, is Noel available yet? There he is, he's right next to Nick. Noel, do you want to share about your part first and then we'll show your video?
Hey everyone, my name is Noel Frank. I'm working with Food for His Children as a field officer.
Welcome, Noel. So you were going to share a little bit about storage facilities and some of the seasons, right?
Okay. Hi, hello everyone. I'm going to share with you about storage facilities here in Tanzania. Most of our farmers here in Tanzania use the raised granary for food storage. Others use drums, and the other farmers prefer to use plastic bags to store food. And farmers here in Tanzania prefer to plant their crops according to the season, to the rain season. Most of people prefer to plant between November and December. In the season, most of farmers prefer to plant maize. And in between January and February, that is a normal season. Most of recipients, especially in farmers here, prefer to plant maize, sunflowers, pigeon peas, lab, beans, and the chickpeas. Thank you.
Thank you. And when is the rainy season?
Rain season is between November and December, and January and February.
Okay. And so when do they usually harvest?
Yeah, it's July. July is the period of harvest season.
Okay. Okay. And can you tell us the average amount of crops produced per acre?
Yeah, most of the farmers produce 3 bags to 8 bags of maize, and the others produce 10 bags to 15 bags of maize.
And how big is a bag?
That it's 20 kilo bags.
20 or 200?
20 kilos to 20 kilograms up to 100 kilograms.
Okay. Okay. So if they had a 100 kilogram bag of maize, how much can they sell that for?
It depends on the market.
Okay.
Seasonal market.
But an average, like right now, how much would you pay for a bag of maize? Or at Christmas?
Most of it 90,000.
Okay, so about
shilling.
$45, between $40 and $45 for 100 kilograms.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Noel. Now we're going to show you. Now we're going to show your rockstar video. Okay. So I have you guys mute yourself, and then I'm going to play the video with Noel about contour farming.
Peter Daite.
I've lost all of you, so I need to bring you back here. There we go. I hadn't shared. That's the problem.
Peter Daite. Sasa najiandaa kuenda kulima, kutengeneza matuta kinga maji ya mashamba sasa hivi.
Peter said he will go to demonstrate how to prepare the contour to reduce soil erosion. You're welcome.
Food for student teaches family how to on how to prepare contour so that they will be able to reduce pre-salt water for their farm. Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to stop the screen share here. Bring you all back. And we are going to have Marusu, who is our agriculture specialist. Marusu is going to tell us, he's just going to kind of summarize all the things that Food for His Children teaches. Marusu has been working with Food for His Children since 2008 when we started from the very beginning. So he's been with us for a very long time. Dear friend of ours, super, super intelligent man, loves to ask really good questions, and just a joy to spend some time with. So Marusu, if you want to unmute yourself, then we can have you go ahead and start.
Okay, Harry, how are you?
Good, thank you, sir. How are you?
Fine. Yes, guys, how are you too? Okay, so I will start with introducing myself. I'm Marusu, agriculture specialist working with Food for Children. To start with, I will tell I'm gonna share you the technologies which I've been teaching, and I'll go on teaching our small-scale farmers. So maybe I should touch who are our GOT recipients. These are small-scale farmers do cropping once in a year because they depend on rainfall season. Can't possess major inputs, so they can't maximize production because they lack, they're not stable financially. And sometimes these guys do casual laborers to earn for their family. So that's who are GOT recipients whom we are dealing with. So now I'm gonna pass you through technologies which we train them. So one is on a conservation agriculture. As my friends touched, yeah, we teach them on contour making because they reduce water erosion once we have floods. We also remind them to restrict animals to graze into agricultural lands because animals disturb soils, and once rain comes, the topsoil is taken off by erosion. We advise them to apply farmyard manure, which is very important, at least to improve soil fertility. And also, we advise them to plant leguminous crops, beans, lablab, pigeon peas. But lablab is very important because it is a cover crop. It is a cover crop and it fixes nitrogen in the soil. And once it is planted intercroppally with maize, the maize takes the advantage of of the nitrogen. And as I have said, they are not stable financially, so they fail to purchase industrial fertilizers like nitrogen fertilizers. So that is the way, the point of using lab crop. Another is on the agriculture input use. This we advise them to plant certified seeds from breeders. These are tolerant to droughtiness. They are tolerant to diseases. So they are very stable. So we advise them to plant. Maybe they can be expensive, but to be planted in an acre, yeah, it increases production per unit area. Yeah. Also, as I said, we advise them to make sure that they use fertilizers to some extent, because fertilizers increases production per unit area. And lastly, on inputs, there are outbreak of pests. So we train them to use pesticides, and the right pesticide, because they are fake pesticides, which might be, we find them, they are expired. So we make an awareness to them to make sure that they check whether they are expired or not. And you know, these inputs are very expensive. And as we said, they are not stable in terms of financial. And lastly, I will touch on storage. My friend touched that. Yeah, it's true. All you work, the job you do all over the year, at the end you have to have the product. And you know, most of our guys depend maize as a staple food, and yeah, they have to allocate the food for a family for a year. So it has to be protected in a safe storage structures. So as he said, there are structures like airtight bags, like airtight drums. And there are also airtight silos, medium ones, which can carry half a ton. And when we are talking of airtight bags, that is for about 100 kgs. And airtight drums is about 100 kgs. So these are, when you put them in, they are safe because they are airtight. Any storage pests, if they are taken in, I mean, at the end, they are dead. So you have your food for a year, even for 2 years. Before that, of course, they were using not tight bags. So the products were being intervened by storage pests. You end up with the losses, yeah, sure. So that's what I could say, going through on what my friends touched.
Maruso, can you tell us some of the specific kinds of pests that there are? Especially thinking of within the last year, there was a certain pest that you had taught people about.
Of course, the armyworm, yearly, sometimes the armyworm comes in, armyworm, which is very, I mean, its multiplication is very big. That's why it is called the armyworm. So if it happens, really, everyone has to work on his farm. He has to look for pesticide. Otherwise, if he ignores, in 2 weeks, he's gone.
Okay, so yeah. Armyworms were a big concern?
Yeah, very dangerous one. Yeah, otherwise we had locust for last year. It ended on Kenya, so we were safe. Otherwise, that is a dangerous pest. Sure, yeah. we prayed a lot anyway.
Pray again, because I just saw on the news that they are back, coming to Ethiopia and Somalia and into Kenya. So
yeah,
keep praying.
Sure. Yeah, we are praying a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you one more thing about the locusts, but after that, I want you to answer. Bruce had asked, what are the top challenges for the farmers? But going back to the locusts, What did Tanzania do last year other than praying? Because yes, you prayed, but Tanzania did something else to keep the locusts out.
No, you know, our friends at the boundaries from Ethiopia, they were working a lot on it. And when they entered to Kenya and a part of Uganda, of course, they used a lot of pesticide. They used the aeroplanes to spray. Yeah, because otherwise, if they could surrender, well, food would be a major problem over there.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, if it's if the population more than 50% are not stable in terms of food, even if we boundary countries could support, would be a problem, you know. So they did a lot. That is what saved us. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure.
So some of your team members are answering some questions about what some of the biggest challenges are. So they had mentioned the nature of the tools that are very expensive if they're going to use modern tools, and climate conditions. And if I can scroll slow enough, I could see the next answer. Choosing the proper seed for farming. What are some other challenges?
I think one of there are two major challenges. Yeah. Apart from being able to buy inputs, we do this. I mean, we do face floods sometimes. In every 5 or 6 years, we do experience floods.
Tell me what that is.
Yeah.
What is floods?
Floods is excessive rainfall, which causes floods, which cause a lot of soil erosions.
Okay.
So that's one. Another thing, we face droughtness. In 3 to 5, we happen to have droughtness. Mm-hmm. So when it comes, there's no way out. We are left with the few who have irrigation systems. Very few. And you know, more than 70% depend on rainfall. Very few who are big farmers who are accessible to irrigation. So if there is a droughtness, really it's a problem. Yeah, that's why you find that people are given food aid, even from USA. I happened to have food aid from USA when I was young with the yellow maize. Yeah.
And what do you teach about irrigation? I know there's at least one kind of irrigation that you teach about, since they are depending on the rain, but what kind of irrigation techniques do you teach about?
Yeah, one technology is by doing this contours and doing reaping. Reaping is disturbing the soil by using heavy machinery. You know, yeah, you go through your cultivation area once in 3 years. So you disturb the soil. It's not plowing, you disturb the soil. And then when you do contour, well, yeah, any little water you get, then that water is allowed to percolate into the soil. So in one way or another, it's water storage, that one. Okay. Otherwise, yeah, we could say if there are floods, what we teach them is, yeah, you have excessive water, they could harvest water. They could do water harvest so that they can use it for horticultural, for horticultural crop production. That's one of the idea, and we're doing it like what are we doing with the gray water? Gray water, yeah. Should I say wastage water or excess water from family use water? Yeah, those are the approaches which we look at.
So you're teaching them how to use gray water for their crops.
For the horticultural, family horticultural area.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you also teach about drip irrigation. Can you talk just a little bit about drip irrigation, what that is?
Yeah, we haven't started yet, but yeah, it's nice, but it needs some instruments to install so that they can do, yeah, drip irrigation. It's not a very much expensive, but it needs some capital to install it so that they can use it.
So can you explain how the process works?
It's the matter of having water somewhere, and then your area is lower, and then you install the pipes. I mean, the pipes at the field intended for production, and you dig holes according to space of a certain crop, and then from there, if you allow water, it goes by gravity down to those facilities which have been laid on the intended area. Then water is used economically. So the point is, one has to use the water economically to produce a certain intended crop.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the point.
And what is one of the benefits, the farming benefits of having a goat that is kept in their shed for zero grazing?
Again, come in again, please.
So when we're teaching families to keep their goats in a shed and do zero grazing, there's one benefit from that they can use for their farm.
Yeah.
Can you tell me what that is?
We advise our farmers that all goat drops should be collected and stored somewhere, and at last it should be, and all cleaned materials from the shed, they have to be piled, at last to be taken to the farm. As I said, that farmyard manure is very important to be taken to the farm because it improves the soil. When we say improving the soil, you improve the soil structure and texture, which is very important to the crop. Yeah, for aeration and so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
So we advise them that, well, we don't like to see something like that, which is important to the farm, being neglected at his place. So I think field officers are doing much on that, making sure that once there is a heap of it, and approaching farming, which is September, October, yeah, everything at the farmyard, yeah, like this farmyard manure should be taken off. Yeah, and plowed in. When you start plowing it, then we plow in this farmyard manure. Yeah.
Right. So when they're in the goat shed all the time, then they can easily collect the manure and then store that for their farm. So when it's time the appropriate time for farming, then they can use the manure to fertilize their farm, since this group of people doesn't have money to buy fertilizer. So they've got natural fertilizer from their goats.
Yeah, sure. And to add on that, as I said, that if we don't want to use local available materials like farmyard manure, then if you want to improve production, you have to go for industrial fertilizers like phosphorus and nitrogen, which are very expensive, and they can't. And as we said, that they are unstable financially. So it's better to use what they have on hand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What other questions do people have? And you can unmute yourself or put it in the chat, whichever is easier for you.
Yeah, again?
I'm just opening it up for anyone else to ask you some questions.
Well, I'm not okay. I'm not okay.
No, you are okay. No. I'm just asking if anyone else who's listening, who's watching you, if they would like to ask you any additional questions about farming or anything about food for children. If anyone has any other questions. Marusu, can you tell us what, if anything, is happening right now at our farm?
Well, at our farm, I think since we stopped farming it, we tried to farm, but then for the moment, there are few goats over there. There are few goats over there.
And water.
I think last week. And yeah, there is already water has been installed over there.
Yeah.
There are sheds. There are sheds, good sheds over there. And then I think last week we had a department meeting, and we came up with an idea of planting elephant grass along the fences, both sides.
Yeah, that would be a great idea.
Yeah, of a diameter of 4 meters, which is if we can do it, it's roughly half an acre. It's half of an acre of elephant production.
Okay, and elephant grass, for those of you who don't know, is a fantastic food for goats. So we have a little over 3 acres of land, and along the perimeter of the fence, then we could plant elephant grass so that our goats that we have at the farm would have food to eat. And because we also like to give the families that get their goat some startup grasses, so that could be a source of that also. We're waiting to farm the rest of the land. Marusu had been farming the land for us so that the soil was good. But since we're working on doing our infrastructure and getting things built, we decided not to plant because we didn't want to have to wait until harvest season in order to start doing the construction. So right now we're waiting for the architectural drawings, and then we will put that out for bid, and we can start our first part of the infrastructure, which we already have funds for, and then start moving forward after that. So are there any other questions?
What's the first parts of your infrastructure?
So the grant that we have is going to cover getting all the electrical set up, and then the water distribution and wastewater collection, doing the site grading, and I feel like there's one other thing with that, the sewer pieces. So just like really the basic infrastructure, and then we'll start working on phase 1. That's the beginning of phase 1, and then the rest will be, the farm is designed to be a tourist destination, but the main focus and the main function of it is to do our training there. So we'll have demonstrations of all the things that we teach so that the families can see firsthand what when you collect the manure and when you collect the urea, the urine, all the things that you can do with that. They'll see, if they practice some of the water containment things, we'll have examples of that for the families and using the contours, and they'll see that when you do all the things that Marusu teaches you instead of just a few of them, this is how beautiful and wonderful it can look. And then we will do all of our trainings there. We will have an on-site demonstration of the 15 points of a healthy home, which we teach all of our families and encourage them to complete. And then we'll have our goats there. So we'll be breeding them. We will have a section for goats that are sick and need to be treated more frequently so that our vet team doesn't need to go out every single day to see them. They can bring them there. If they need to be quarantined, they'll have a safe place to be quarantined. And then eventually we will use the goat milk to make some different products like goat milk soap and cheeses and ice cream or gelato, because fat content's too low for ice cream. And then for the tourists, we'll have different trees and spices and things that can be grown. We'll do some vertical farming, so we can teach that to the families also for like a kitchen garden or family garden for extra vegetables. And then the tourists can come and play with the goats, do some goat yoga, do different tourist things, learn about what it's like to farm in drought conditions, and just learn more about the farm. And since we are located, Bruce, right in between, or about 45 minutes off on the paved road, about 45 minutes before you get to the crater. So we're, do you know where Karatu is? So Karatu is about okay. So we're 5 minutes off the paved road. And then Karatu is just about 45 minutes before the crater. So there's lots of tourist traffic going through there. So we have, over the years, we've made a number of friends who are in the travel industry, and so people here are excited, travel industry people, and then that will be used, the income from that will be used to fund our NGO. So it's designed to make things more sustainable on the ground in Tanzania.
Great.
Any other questions? We're at 7:55. Let me go back to, so I can see everybody. All right. Okay, well, wave your hands if you have a question. Otherwise, thank you. Artist, do you have a question? Okay. Okay. All right. So thank you everybody for coming. It was really awesome to see so many people joining us today. Next month, we're going to, it might be mostly video, but next month we are going to talk about love because it's February. So we'll talk about love. And then in March, we are going to do a goat call contest, which is one of my very favorite things to do in Tanzania. So we're gonna get our best goat callers and have them perform and to, for some prizes for goat call contests. And all of you will be able to be the judges. So all of you will help to select who the winner of the goat call contest is. So thank you again for coming today. It was really awesome to see everybody, and we hope to see you next month on February 12th and then March 12th. All right, thank you everybody. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye, Harry.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.